Hey everybody, this is a Doctor here with Typical Manga Fan, and this episode of the Typical Manga Review is going to be all about One Piece Chapter 791, Rubble. And we open up with the cover page of Sanji and Chopper breaking bread with mice. And Sanji wants to make Barbie bread.
It's kind of weird that I'm seeing, like, the boobs, like, being huge.
Sanji's making these things. It's not weird at all. There's probably a lot of yeast going in there.
Oh my god.
Which sounds more wrong than I actually said it out loud. Sorry. Taken literally, it works just fine, though. Anyway, the actual chapter itself opens with Doflamingo falling into the underground. Luffy's Gear 4 is running out, but it runs out. But before he can actually start falling to the ground, Law brings him back down to where they are.
Yay.
And Doflamingo is down. Like, we even see his glasses have broken at last.
Yep.
So far, the chair is more powerful.
The chair is more powerful. We've always been more powerful.
The people are looking up and they don't see anyone in the sky, so they're wondering what's going on with that. Even though he's injured, Gyatso is trying to announce the winner, which he manages to pull off. Like, he calls out to people to look up in the sky, and the birdcage is disappearing.
It's gone. But they say, is it because it's Doflamingo doing it, or is it because it's just gone because he's defeated? And then you get these guys who actually kind of flash back to the time when they were toys.
Yep.
And they start getting scared. But
actually, quick thing here: the Viz description of while the birdcage is disappearing, it's the way Gyatso goes on. It's like what you see vanishing is not just a birdcage; it's the end of Doflamingo's rule. So he's pretty much saying flat out, it's Doflamingo who lost.
Okay. Anyway, so we go back to the Bartolomeo, and everyone's at the wall who's pushing,
yep.
And then we find that they notice that the birdcage is gone too. And
they find out because they lunge forward while they're trying to push.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Holy shit! It's gone. We're not pushing anything anymore." And the Smile Factory is completely destroyed too.
Okay. The strings are all gone. Doflamingo's just having a big old fangasm. Look at his face.
Of course, he's actually he would. And then they say, okay, well, the 2,000 pirates of the Don Quixote family versus the warriors of fate that happened upon this land. Blah blah blah. And they even said Doflamingo versus Gladiolucy. The winner is...
Well, actually, it's in manga stream, I know they say the winner is, but he just keeps in the Viz Renegade keeps turning out, and the winner, well, whipper-ip, you mean the winner is going is? They're all trying to get him to keep it together. Well, whipper.
And then, but as he's trying to say that, you have Riku remembering back to when he first met Doflamingo.
Yep.
And then
and Rebecca remembering when Luffy swore he would defeat Doflamingo. Yeah.
Well, when do you say wiener?
It's in manga stream translation when he's trying to say winner.
I'm trying to find that. I don't see it.
It's like right after Bartolomeo's fan face. On the same page where he's announcing the 2,000 strong pirate win.
It says winner.
Oh, maybe I was looking at Manga Panda then.
Okay. Yeah.
It's winner. It goes right after. I don't think did I actually look at manga stream this week? That doesn't matter.
No. Anyway,
I got the visual in front of me, so that's why I usually try to go by anyway.
So surprise, Lucy wins.
Yep.
Has won.
Everyone's celebrating.
Yay!
We get special attention paid to Kiros.
Yeah.
Who's we remember one of the very first things we heard him say, even a toy must protect that which is dear to it, even if these 10 eyes can no longer shed tears of their own. And he's all smiling, he's all happy, and then the moment he's by himself behind something and out of view, he just starts bawling.
Yeah. And then now it says, even though the country has collapsed, it does not mean there's no happiness, because for today, everyone's weeping tears of joy. And you see Luffy with all the tears on his face. Come on, Rebecca, have some manners.
Yeah, and the fear desolation of what is now Dressrosa. There's only 2 things left standing. Well, 3 if you count Pika's stone body.
Normally I would say nothing's happening in chapter, but in reality, everything's happening in this chapter. It's completely wrapped up. It's aftermath, but
this is just the catharsis chapter.
Yeah, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, aftermath with the capital A on there.
And honestly, we've been waiting for this for the whole fight to end for so damn long.
The fatigue on this arc has been hitting a lot of fans. Since I've been following boards on this. So yeah, I think it's a good thing it's starting to wrap up here now.
Dude, it's longer than the saga is longer than the Skypiea saga. Of course it's gonna be.
I told you before, it's their longest arc period.
Yeah, so of course people can get tired. Thank gosh it's over. I hope the next saga and arc won't be as long, because honestly, I think we're due a
short one. Yeah.
Sorry?
At most, I think we're due a short one. At the worst, we might get something similar to Skypiea, maybe a short one leading into a big one. We kind of got that here this time as well, the Punk Hazard and then Dressrosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at this point, though, like I said, we got this. Like I said, since there's not a whole lot, like I said, we wrapped this describing the episode in like chapter in like 5 minutes. Thought we take a little time here, maybe like talk about what we think might be coming up here in the next few chapters, or kind of go over at least I have a few theories at least I want to maybe get out open, and this is as good a time as any if you like. A couple of them we talked about before. The first one I think is that Kyros will become the king of Dressrosa after all this. Because I know we've... Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I said I know we've talked before about like succession and all that. Like technically, like depending on how you look at it, either Rebecca would be the successor because she's the daughter of Scarlet, or Viola would be because Scarlet faked her death and kind of removed her claim, and thus also Rebecca's.
Yeah, but I feel like no one would give a shit about that.
Yeah, at this point, no. That's my feeling as well. They're not going to care. And we also don't know that Riku has no desire to take the throne back at this stage. Yeah. And Kyros would be the perfect choice. I mean, he's been leading. He's on the forefront of fighting Doflamingo the entire time. He's respected and admired by both humans and Tantata.
Well, he's probably not going to be able to do much of guard duty with 1 foot. So.
You did read the Diamante fight, right?
Oh, I know that. I mean, he can't. I don't think, but he can't do that forever.
Nah, I mean, like I said, and he's also going to be a proactive leader. Like, he won't let the country fall as easily if he can help it. Like, not that Riku did, but at the same time, like he'll definitely fight for it. And you just imagine him at that whole meeting of King's Reverie thing that's coming up later.
Going back to the Diamante, I feel like that was him at his best because of so much emotion going into it.
Yeah,
how much he's like dying.
Like, and that's
to protect everyone.
And right there as well, like he's fighting in the name of Dressrosa. He's what he called himself, like the Rage of Dressrosa.
Yeah, but is he gonna be like that for? But he can't. I don't think he can keep that up for the rest. If he stays as a guard or whatever, hell, he's king of the guard.
He was like captain of the military.
Yeah, whatever.
Army.
He stays like that. I don't think he can keep that up for a long time. I think he does have to eventually retire.
Yeah. And this would probably be...
maybe the king does have to.
Yeah.
Although, what the hell's going to happen to Rebecca, you know? Is she just going to be the princess?
So he probably just become the proper successor after that, which probably wouldn't... I think the citizens wouldn't mind, since she is Scarlet's daughter in the end anyway.
I don't know. At the same time, one would argue that you would lose... you would lose a lot of power and strength from the guards. You know, because one would argue, why not just have Rebecca? Because obviously she's not going to be part of the guards herself.
Well, still, she's still a warrior in her own right. I mean, at least she's been trained by Kyros.
She's but she's defensive. She's 100% defensive.
Yeah, but I don't think the army is going to be a big issue on here because there was mostly a country of peace anyway. Like the military was there for order, but it wasn't like they aren't a war fighting people.
Well, actually, maybe she would be the best captain guard because then she could represent what they are in the fact that even though she doesn't attack anyone, you can't really. If you try to attack her, she'll defensively make you go down.
She'll still defend herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
no. Although I would like to note that I'm reading some comments on, and some guy didn't really like this this arc because he says he felt a few things. He said that first he likes Cavendish, Bartolomeo, and all the other characters.
Yeah, they've definitely got some. One complaint I have about this arc is they introduced so many characters so fast, but at least they did make it some good payoff with most of those characters. So.
Yeah. But he felt that the problem was Law was like the VV of the arc and how he was like literally part of everything. And he said that, what did he say? He said that Rebecca didn't feel like Rebecca really did anything. He also said, what else did he say? He said he didn't like the fact that the whole arc took place on one island. I'm going to disagree on that. I mean, Punk has
every arc takes place on one island.
Yeah, I don't see how that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also every arc takes place over a very short amount of time when you think about it. I think Skype is the only one where we've actually seen days go by.
And he also says this it's reminding him too much of Alabasta.
Actually, it's funny. I've been listening to the One Piece podcast, like read-throughs of the past arcs, and Alabasta is like a big one. Like they all loved Alabasta.
Yeah, but he feels that this is just a copy of it. So
probably
what else
not unfair.
Sorry?
That's not wrong, I think. I mean, there's at least similarities. Like I said, Oda follows the formula, but it's like there's not enough repetition for me to call it a pure repeat.
And he also asked, why didn't Fujitora just attack Doflamingo?
Well, there is some reasoning on that one, I think. Like, in fact, the recent anime episode has the part where Fujitora and Sabo are fighting, and Fujitora points out that the Marines wouldn't be seen as heroes in Dressrosa after everything that's happened.
Yeah.
So he's stepping back for that. Also, I think he was also kind of giving Doflamingo the rope to hang himself with. Like
Yeah.
all of his actions pretty much like warrant him being taken out of power.
I think he couldn't technically attack Doflamingo because Doflamingo was technically the king.
Right.
I think, and again, even though the people were obviously against Doflamingo, I think they were. I mean, I think back then, especially when he was fighting with Doflamingo, he didn't have the people were still with Doflamingo, so he couldn't really do anything about it, even if he wanted to. He needed a reason, and by the time that the reason was already given, it was like, well, I'm already on the other side of the island, and you know.
Yeah, by the point where it became irrevocable is like he had to stand neutral. Like he pretty much focused himself on protecting the people and had to kind of take the bet that Luffy would win.
And he took the bet that Luffy would win. That he was putting his trust in Luffy. And that was the big thing. So yeah. But the guy gave it a B minus, I think.
That's not a bad grade overall.
It's not a bad grade. I think he said it's not.
Given the fatigue involved, I would have expected lower in general anyway.
Well, I think he said that it's an okay arc, but it's not as good as the other ones that he's given. He's written, so
yeah. I said this might one of those that might look a little bit better in retrospect, or maybe if you're not like going week by week with it. But still, I mean, it was like I said, there's still a little bit more to go in the arc as well. So there might be some last little thing to throw in there. Anyway, my second theory, this one's a bit more out there. Like I could be completely off base on this. It's just like a thought I had given the situation. But what do you think the odds are that Dressrosa would secede from the world government?
I don't know if that's a smart move. First off.
Well, smart or not, I mean, I could see them doing it, though. Because the government has pretty much screwed them over pretty thoroughly in all this, even if it's just indirectly, by letting Doflamingo stay in place.
Okay.
I mean, Doflamingo, like, even if they weren't completely aware of it, he's still a pirate in charge of a nation. The government shouldn't tolerate that, but they let him get away with it. Then we find out that for 10 years he's been enslaving the entire country.
That's because that's a royal Shichibukai rules, though. They have to turn a blind eye to him. Although one would argue that he actually breached that jurisdiction as Crocodile did with Alabasta.
Yeah, and then like he's basically what Crocodile would have been had he succeeded. Though at the same time, I always thought Crocodile is more competent as an opponent because for all of Doflamingo's moves to try and counter the Straw Hats, almost all of them backfired.
Yeah, I like Crocodile just because I felt like he was a lot more intelligent, and he was a lot more. His preparation
made the difference.
Yeah, he was also less. He did such a terrible thing, and that's why we hate him. Whereas we hate him for what Crocodile did obviously too. But like, there's something more to Crocodile. He's not just I hate you, villain. It's like, no, this is a guy who's like, you know, who you really can't really predict about. He's really under behind the scenes.
One neat thing about Crocodile and Doflamingo, like you probably would have seen this commented before, but do you remember how the fight with Crocodile ends where he's getting blasted high into the sky?
Yeah.
How does Doflamingo lose here? He gets smashed into the ground.
Yeah.
Like deep underground. So there is something of a reversal going on with these two.
Okay.
But, anyway, like I said, I could see the government seceding, like dropping from the world government, and if they do, we have revolutionaries on hand to offer whatever protections that they give countries that do that sort of thing, like with Sabo and them. And of course, and then my final thing I want to kind of go into, like my third and final one on here is like, not just in terms of my own idea, just in general, how do you think the government's going to respond to what's been going on here? Because number one, Luffy just took down another big power.
Well, part of the government is still in here, and that's the problem. I think they're going to give the credit to Fujitora. I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to give the credit to Fujitora. And I think you can. I don't know about the seceding part, but I think I know they cannot give credit to Luffy. That's bad.
Yeah, of course. Can they avoid it this time though? Because like I said, Fujitora deliberately stayed out of it, and the people all know he won.
Yeah, people all know about it. But
actually, that's another little foil between Alabasta and you're like in Alabasta, nobody knew Luffy and them were even there. Like they saved the day and nobody knew about them. Here, like it was like practically a public event.
Yeah, but at the same time, the king knew Luffy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. I do think, however, that the government's going to try to handle the situation. They're definitely not going to let Luffy go. They might even try to order Fujitora to capture Luffy no matter what. Mm-hmm. And because the government's not going to play fair. They'll be like, no, let's catch him when he's like down for the count.
Yeah, but at the same time, Fujitora's stated goal is he wants to drop the warlord system. He wants to get rid of that. At
the same time, though, can he defy a direct order from the fleet admiral saying, "Go capture Luffy now"? You know, because the fleet admiral's an asshole. So let's. He's going to order. He's going to give the order. You know,
At the same time, I could see Fujitora like maybe being sluggish about it or dragging his feet to give Luffy time to get away.
Keep in mind that this is a guy who was handpicked by the fleet, Sakazuki. So who knows? Because remember, he cares about the citizens, but does he care about the pirates? He obviously trusted Luffy enough to let him take care of everything. But maybe to him it was just pirate versus pirate, And in the end, now
I think that's what he was going for. That's one reason he kept out of it, to let this fight stay pirate versus pirate, so that he could expose the system.
Yeah, but now that the fight's over, does he go back to, well, he's a pirate now, I'm the Marine, I gotta capture this guy,
That's a tricky call on there, because that's something that probably will come up in the next chapter or two.
Because his justice emphasizes citizens, citizens.
Yeah.
Does not talk about anything about pirates. So, he could easily turn. He could. I don't expect him to, because I think he is a genuinely good person, and I feel like that he probably would not do that, or maybe be sluggish, and you say, oh well, I can't see him, or something like that. But
yeah, I mean, like I said, and even if he were to do that, would Sakazuki Akainu put up with it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Fujitora. The thing is, though, even Fujitori's like, oh, I know. I tried to get him, but he got away. He's like, Sakazuki might call him BS on that. He's like, no, if you wanted to, you could have get him. You could have gotten him. See, that's the thing. We don't know. It's a lot. This is an interesting situation here, but I'm actually curious on what's going to happen in that front. Because how is Fujitora gonna probably handle this situation? He is an admiral, so.
I say he's obligated in one sense, but he's also obligated in another. So he's got his own agenda on top of that.
It was basically kind of like Aokiji's Kizaru's it's Kizaru, right? Yeah, it's Kizaru.
Kizaru was light.
Oh no, okay. I was thinking light.
Aokiji was ice.
I know, but what was his original name?
Kuzan.
Kuzan. There you go. Kuzan. There you go. Kuzan. He froze Yagudi Sol because of his betrayal, even though in the end the betrayal was actually because it was a good thing. So and Kuzan was like the guy who's like, oh, he's supposed to be the good admiral, but he even did that back when he was a vice admiral. So even these good admirals still have to do things that they probably don't want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, there are definitely some range to see what could happen on here. Like I said, I'm very interested to see what the worldwide aftermath will be of this, because that's what we usually get after a big arc like this. We see what's happening across the world.
And then you also wanted to bring up, I believe, what happened to the Straw Hats, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. The Straw Hat B team, Sanji and them. I'm hoping we'll get to see them soon here, to see if they either got away from Big Mom, or if they got captured by Big Mom, or something happened to them.
I'm not gonna lie. If they get captured, I'm gonna get a little tired. Just because I'm like, okay, not another thing that's gonna happen. Come on, I feel like this is a time when we should all celebrate and just be a little happy, because it's the longest arc ever. So that means that we should let's enjoy the moment with the whole crew, even though the whole crew wasn't exactly a part of it. Just because, I don't want to be like, oh, the Big Mom captured them. We gotta leave right now, and then another arc starts. I'm like, oh, damn it.
Yeah. Damaging them would be probably acceptable though, just because they aren't weak after all.
Sorry, what was be acceptable?
Maybe damaging them or injuring them, but they still get away.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just not captured, please.
Yeah.
And be like hostages or whatever.
Yeah, I hope they don't at least do, or even pull a thing, or maybe just one of them gets captured, something like that.
I don't even want that.
Exactly.
I just want, it's either, if they're going to capture them, catch all of them, I'd rather not have the one guy, because I feel like, oh, it's that one guy who's, I don't know, why would that one guy get captured, Is it?
Yeah.
And I hope it's
it might depend on how and why, or if they got Momonosuke somehow.
Maybe. I don't know. I never really liked that kid, so
but he's still important to the arc at the moment, though.
I know, but what I'm saying is if they capture him, that just makes me not like him even more.
Yeah, at this point, like I said, I think that covers everything I want to talk about. Do you have any theories or any ideas you wanted to go over, or do you think...
I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen next.
Like I said, I've got my own theories on here. Like I said, feel free, anyone out there, to share your own theories. Give us some comments what you think might be happening, or if you think I'm right, or if you think I'm completely off base, or something, anything in between. In the meantime, that's been a review of One Piece, chapter 791, Rubble, not Rebel, Rubble. Anyway, go ahead and take us away.
Bye!